Hello folks, GWT, Wes Truther channel and Wonderman channel on YouTube and Minds, MINDS.com. My last video finished up, first part, I couldn't get it all into one, I was explaining how people's reasoning and thought process is being blocked. All your little gizmos that are supposed to work and click right for you to have critical thinking and be capable of deductive reasoning or reasoning just by itself. That ability has been removed and taken from you, almost everything. And you may not believe it, you may not sense it, you may not know it, but it still has been taken from you. Why else would you allow your government to keep going to all these other countries that ain't never been here and destroy them all and rob them all and do all? Why would you sit still and say and not say anything about that? It's because you don't care. You don't think about it. You can't reason. I don't care how bright you think you are. You can't reason if you're not awakened. All you're thinking about anything is controlled unless you're awake and mad enough that you're almost just ready to die. Because you've been done so wrong and told so many lies and abused and used and thought little of. See, with me, no one has to think good of me, but I would rather for them not to think of me at all than to think bad of me. So I take offense when someone thinks bad of me because my intentions are honorable intentions. And I know they are. I know the definitions to all the little words and everything. So I take offense when someone is being rude or arrogant toward me. But you don't feel concerned for what is really going on, all circled around you, all across the flat earth. Over here, over there, out there, back here, back yonder, and then all around wherever you are located, all around over your head. Everything that's happening right now, you are not aware of it. You don't think about the chemtrails. You don't think about the HAARP frequencies who have left people in other countries and islands, left them laying on the ground, holding bushes up over their head to try to block the microwave frequencies being dropped on them by the HAARP machine or the solar warden. Cooked to death on the beaches of their island, of their country. And the media, I don't guess, ever says anything about things like that right there, folks. But I have one photograph of such an event. Of people laying on the beach. They've been cooked by the microwave. Just like all the dead fish and animals found on some of these ice areas that they've used the HAARP to melt, to heat it up and melt the ice. They've cooked the animals that live on and in and around the ice. And then people go there, dead animals everywhere, stench. But y'all are not told anything about this right here at all. If a pharaoh, just think about this for a second. Let's say that a pharaoh of olden day Egypt and Rome is around, a descendant, part of the aristocracy. And this pharaoh owned everything. I'm talking a new world order. One government, one bank, one everything. And I don't know about the banks. They're really going to argue over that when it comes down to who owns all the banks. But think about one pharaoh owning everything. One name, one corporation. And that corporation will be in every home. Their products will be in every home. In your communications, in your food, in your medical, and in your health, and everything you would ever use, this one pharaoh's corporation will be a total government with military technology for genetic experimentation, viral and environmental weaponry, and for some of the corporations there will be research and development for depopulation. Think about this if you can, what I just said. How many of you even remember what I just said? You're not allowed to think in this way. You don't even feel the impact of the thought because you can't think about the thought enough to get a grip on it, much less to being a little mouse or a little rabbit being fed to a serpent inside of a cage. There's no escape. It's going to get you, and it's going to crush you, and it's going to eat you and everything, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's a no-brainer. Who cares? You don't even care about that right there. You let your kids have serpents, and what them serpents eat everything. They're like cats. If they were big enough, they would be eating humans. And I dare say that somebody has had a lizard or a snake in their house that they fed a real live baby to. I don't doubt it for one split second. And they're fed to reptiles, and they're fed to other beasts that eat men. Especially when they're caged up and they're starved, and then a person is thrown into that same cage with cameras and lights all around to just get it all on film. Some of the creatures of this earth are made by very smart and very skilled and very sick people. And they are purposed to destroy mankind, not to benefit mankind. They talk about the robots, the benefits. Do you know that they got humans out here right now who are brainwashed and trained that believe that robots are another species of life? Imagination might be able to touch that, but a species of life, because they're going to make them have feelings. They can talk to you, hold a general conversation with you right now, but they're going to want them to feel and display emotion and everything. And I don't know how good that's going to be. Things never seen by the living has been made and turned loose on this earth, folks, and don't y'all think it ain't. And I'm not talking about big feet. Big feet are basically friendly animals, a friendly species trying to survive. They got trophy hunters and hunters that just want to shoot them down for no friggin' reason. Give me a friend, give me a Bigfoot or two. I'd be better off with something such as that around me. That would give me some purpose as to what's left in my life, to make friends that would be real friends. I wonder how many of you even think about the future of humanity, and is any of you prepared to resist more control than is already on you now? Because a whole lot of you people don't feel like you're controlled in any way at all. And those of you who don't feel like you're controlled in any way at all probably have zero care about any part of your life being known to anyone else around the world. So that means everything you say and do can and will be seen and heard by others, and you don't care about that. Well, I'm like that too, to an extent, but it is the infringement that is the no-no. That's wrong. And when people are bad and they're wrong, they need an attitude adjustment. They need to be corrected. Humanity's future is in the decline, and humanity itself, not very many people can tell this. You can't look back far enough to tell, wow, things have changed, and they're not for the better. I mean, we got a new item here, it's lightweight, and it's going to be inexpensive, and it's practically penniless to run and to have contracts, and it's going to be the best anything you ever had. And then when it comes out, it's problems, it's expensive, the contracts are expensive, and the service is all tainted and run in and out of through hundreds of other locations where people are monitoring and watching and looking for certain words or phrases in everything we say and do. Y'all can't see that this is going on around you. Anything you think about. That's why they're using these frequencies and they're getting inside of our bodies because they want to be able to read our thoughts. Because some people are getting smart enough to know, well, I can't talk about meeting the good old boys down at the barn this weekend by telephone or by email. So that means that's a personal visit. And then you got to worry about your tracking devices that you carry on your person, letting everybody know your exact location all the time. And how many of you think about these things? How many? And you can't see this either, can you? Because the fluoride, the electromagnetic frequencies, the chemical trails, and your bodies, you're full of metal particulates and elements and chemical particulates, and your basic instincts are reduced over to and under the control of Big Brother of the pharaonic Swiss Nazi octagon, and that is who's behind the medical assault on the people of the United States with these chemtrails and these planes. Our basic instincts have been and are being altered, and we don't even see it while it's happening, and you can't hear it happening, you can't smell it happening, and you can't reach out and touch something, but it's happening inside of you. Inside of you. Last video had 3 15-minute parts, and part 3 was probably the most informative, and hardly no views on the third part. The authorities are the ones who give the public their conspiracies, and they conspire to force their conspiracies into fact on the public through their media. And those who can tell that conspiracy theories are the work of the same ones doing the bad deeds, they're the ones they want to silence. And they attack the theories that expose them. They attack the conspiracy theorist, is what they call people like me. And if I guess I am a conspiracy theorist, because I theorize all kinds of conspiracies. But the ones who are giving out the real false conspiracy theories is the government bunch, the law enforcement bunch, who is in charge of all of these fake shootings and BS to get the guns. Switzerland was formed at the end of the Crusades in 1291, August 1st. 2.5 months after the fall of Aachen, the last stronghold of the Templars, and that fell on May the 18th, 1291. Switzerland began with Templars and the Masonic, Pharaonic bloodlines, and people like Hitler, who made arrangements and bought, or forced their way ever since. These are Swiss Nazi Templars, and the Templars were the first banks of Europe. Just as Hitler, they amassed a lot of treasure to start their banking system, and the aristocracy of all of Egypt and the pyramids, treasures, all of this stuff was taken into Switzerland, which controls the flat earth through the Swiss Nazi Templar banks and octagon. And if you folks are not up on this right here, you need to get up on it. And the Swiss Special Services Police, you could say they're SS, they have black eyes. This is something for you folks to wonder about. I rest my case on that right there. Y'all have a nice day, and remember, subscribe and try to share my stuff and help me build an audience, would you please? Because I'm going to watch this for a little while, and if I don't see these last 5 videos, and that video that YouTube took down and penalized me for, I'm here to tell you right now, I watched that video 3 times. There is no violence, there is nothing in that video that violates one of their guidelines. Nothing. There's no threats, there's no inciting riots or violence or terrorism. There is no name calling, there is nothing in there for them to put a strike on that video the way they did. They have me targeted for termination, and that's what they're doing. That video is on minds.com. The name of it is YouTube is Mind Control.